dolphins, not the dolphin touching. It's him, they, herself. Even dolphins. Now, don't get me started on dogs or monkeys. Yeah, don't get me started on those two. But dolphins, how? I can't remember where I read it, but basically it made me feel stupid. Because here was I making a big deal out of it coming from a religious background, and basically, it's not really about coming from a religious background, it's about how I felt about myself. I knew that a part of me was under expressing itself. I knew that I had all this potential. I had all this force of creativity. I had all these good intentions to do something big, go grand or something. But every time I woke up, every time I opened my eyes, every time I took a look at my activities and my productivity for the day, I saw nothing. I was just empty on the inside. So I guess it became easy to kind of take up that religious notion of guilt as a way of expressing or identifying my own sense of guilt, my own sense of undervalued, being undervalued, my own sense of disappointment, a disappointment in myself expressed itself as religious guilt, and I struggled with it for much of my teenage towards my adult life. But the moment I started to take conscious action towards my direction, towards a direction, and I started to want to build things, I started to want to create things, I discovered that I was happy creating things, I was happy working, I was happy reading, I was happy just doing things, trying to bring my ideas to life. Even dolphins touch themselves. Like, why? Why? Don't do that. Oh, don't get me started on dogs. You would feel so much better. Honestly, the highest form of attainment, yeah, the highest feeling of ecstasy. If you think that masturbation is fun, try fulfillment. Yeah, if you feel that masturbation is fun, forgive my pronunciation. If you feel that masturbation is pleasurable, it's fun, nigga, you haven't tasted a sense of accomplishment yet. That's the greatest high. You haven't completed a task, a very difficult, complicated task yet. That is the greatest high. I remember the first time I designed a website and connected it to an email, and I taught myself how to do that stuff. I was in my parlor. I was a teenager then. I was in my parlor, and I got a client. It was my first client back in the day as a web designer, and it's a pastor. And he said, "Well, I want people to be able to contact me, send me emails from my website." And even though I had no idea how to do it, I said, "Okay, sure, sir, I'm gonna get it done." Blah, blah. So I went home and had to use Google and figure it out. And I worked all night just to be able to do it. And by morning, I sent my first email from a website. Man, that feeling of accomplishment, there really is no words for it. That feeling of accomplishment. I remember very clearly I was sitting on top of the cushion in my parlor, and there was this feeling from the top of my head to the sole of my feet, and I rolled on the cushion to the floor, and I just lied there. Man, if you think that temporary release, temporary pleasure you get from masturbation is an actual high, you have not tried fulfillment yet. You've not tried a sense of accomplishment. You've not tried doing something difficult and seeing it to the end. And that feeling of gratitude, that new perspective, new way of looking at your own self and looking at your own life and looking at your own abilities, that sense of putting something out in the world. You're not weak. You're not undisciplined. It's a creative energy trying to express itself. Listen to what it's trying to tell you and figure out where is the right channel to get it done. Know this. I need you to know this. When you channel too much energy to the inside, because of how easy it is, how immediate it is to be able to feel your own self, get that sense of gratification, internal gratification. This is where the addiction is actually built in. It is not because masturbation is addictive or there's a demon behind it. No, it's because you didn't really have to do anything to create an experience within yourself. And you have to know that the highest form of addiction on the planet is the things that happen within us. It's the sensation within us. As humans, we don't really get addicted to anything on the external. No, but we get addicted to how it makes us feel, what reaction happens within us. Masturbation is basically you trying to create that reaction, trying to cheat the system, trying to cheat the process. It's not bad, it's not evil. Trying to gain that gratification when you've not really done the work. Come on, you and I both know that for you to get that sense of gratification, there's a lot of work to be done, even sexually. Let's have a conversation as adults. Come on, for you to be able to reach that climax, sorry, you are going to have to put your back into it and work for it. But then you're in your room and in less than 3 seconds, loser. You're not a loser, but just making a joke. And in less than 3 seconds, you've achieved that same gratification. Come on, that's you basically cheating the system. That's not nice. Yeah, that's basically you not choosing to do the work. That is not nice. And then you get addicted to the process of cheating the system, of boycotting the work that needs to be done. And then you overdo it and you start to feel fogginess. You start to feel restless. You start to feel unfocused. You start to feel unmotivated. You start to feel overstimulated. You start to feel emotionally flat, spiritually drained. And then people are going to come out and say, masturbation is bad, it's evil, it's demonic, it's the devil wanting to ruin your life. The devil ain't ruining your life. I'm pretty sure the devil doesn't even know your name. Yeah, that's crazy. And someone needs to tell people that, honestly, if I were the devil, do you think I would be interested in knowing your name? Like, who the do you think you are? Where do you get off being existentially important? Yeah, honestly, where do people get off being existentially important? You have to be really important for the devil to know your name. But I'm pretty sure that I, as a person, I, as Mike, I don't. If I don't know your name, is because you are not important. And honestly, even when you are important, I kind of put myself on a very high horse. You're not broken. Honestly, the addiction part of masturbation is because you are cheating the system. You are teaching your body to cheat the system. You are teaching your body to feel gratitude for not doing anything. You are gaining gratification without putting your back into anything, without really going through the process. You are skipping the line, and your body really would get addicted to easy things. Do you know how easy it is to get addicted to easy things? Man, you've really not tried fulfillment. You've really not tried accomplishment. It's that thing that business people feel whenever they take a look at their assets and they feel like, yo, by the end of the month, I'll be pulling in $1.5 million. I've got this business, I've got that business, and yo, it's also the same thing that academia feel when they take a look at their degrees, their certificate, and be like, wow, I was able to accomplish this thing. I'm a doctor, I'm a HND holder, I'm a this, I'm a that. I was able to gain this certificate, finish this course. It's a sense of accomplishment. It's that joy that it's the same thing. Stop cheating the fucking system and go do the work. You're not lazy. You're not undisciplined. You're not weak. It's the same thing. Find something. So the solution really isn't about stopping masturbation. Rather, you need to ask yourself, what excites me? What scares me enough to want to do that thing? What demands my attention in my own life? What pulls me into purpose? How can I be purposeful in my daily activities? What activates my mind? Stimulates my imagination? What pulls my emotions outward? What makes me more expressive to be able to leave my fingerprint in the world? What is that thing that I can be pulled into and just lose my sense of time. What would make me excited to wake up every morning and disappointed to go to bed at night? Yeah, what is going to make you excited to wake up every morning and disappointed to go to bed at night? Because you need more hours, you are passionate, you are excited. Because when people stop masturbating and suddenly start to see gains and improvements in their life, in the direction of their life, in their purpose, they start to feel like, it's a demon, it's because I overcame the temptation, I beat the temptation. No, what you're experiencing is clarity. What you're experiencing is a sense of purpose. What you're experiencing is alignment, is direction. That's why I said, if you have not experienced fulfillment yet, if you have not experienced a sense of attainment, a sense of establishment, a sense of being purposeful, being needed, being heard, man, you think that that temporary high, temporary escape is the only thing that is